Game of the day. srthgv versus Azarel. Andy versus Andy.
Welcome back to the channel, folks. Semi-original guy here, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another lively game of the day. Today, folks, we are playing on Would You Change a Step You Take. This is a triple base airport and comm tower supported matchup. Folks, we have ourselves an Andy mirror today, folks, and we got the funny portraits for Andy today. Now, we are featuring a game between Azarel and srthgv. I had to double check how to pronounce this man's name because there are no vowels, but apparently it's srthgv, folks. So, I think it's going to be a pretty interesting matchup, folks. srthgv has recently entered the live scene and has been absolutely dominating the place, currently sitting as #1 in the standard ladder. Now, whether or not he'll be able to keep the #1 position is, well, completely up to the other, 4 accounts that are in the top 10 right now. But, regardless of the fact, definitely well earned. But, if we take a look at the map, folks, we can see here that we have ourselves the standard strong side versus weak side dynamic over here, folks. Strong side, weak side, boom! That's what we got going on here, folks. Now, this matchup is pretty interesting, folks, because we will be able to get the base over here and then deploy units over here and deploy units down here. Now, you can contest the corner over here from this base. This base over here will be primarily going to the corner. Secondarily going to the corner, but primarily trying to grab this property more or less and split some of the forces over here. Now, this property right here, and vice versa right here, while it looks like it would easily fall to this side over here, this one is actually fairly contested, folks. These properties right here are contested. If you don't grab them early, they are kind of difficult to get later on because of the 2-base dynamic, folks. It is very easy to get the good old-fashioned tank up here, maybe even an arty, maybe even a medium tank rushing over here, folks. But for this matchup, copters really strong, anti-air counters to copter, very strong indeed, folks. But this is also an arty map, folks. Arties right here, you get a lot of arties in this area and you can start blasting all over the place, folks. I see a lot of fighting happening in the center of this map, folks. I see a lot of fighting happening over here and over here. Basically, anywhere where there is a middle position on this map, you are going to see fighting. Now, whether or not we're going to see that, completely up to these players, folks. But I think we're going to have ourselves a very nice game here, folks. So without further ado, we are going to be featuring Umber Wilds today, folks. This is the new army that has been introduced to Advanced Wars by Web with the custom army contest. Unfortunately, my army did not make the cut, but that's okay, folks. Advanced was just not ready for hockey soldiers. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what went down in the live league today. Starting off with that lash theme, folks. Lash, perfect lash theme for the amount of terrain that is on this map, folks. Actually, this probably wouldn't be too bad of a lash map, folks. There is a whole lot of terrain on this map. Just kind of looking around here, so maybe lash is going to be seen in the future, folks. I don't know, but Andy is my favorite CEO. Old average Andy. You know what else goes good with old average Andy? Standard infantry builds, folks, because you got to get the infantry on the field. This is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. #2 priority in Advanced Wars by Web, folks. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for all that hot live league action. Now, so we can see here both players are rushing the bases. Very standard stuff, folks. Monkeys going towards the middle of the map. Also very standard. Now, there is sort of a deviation that you can do, folks. You could grab the airport first, or you could actually send one of your infantry towards the center of the map here, folks. Now, I wouldn't necessarily advise going from here to here and then popping here. Now, you could do it, and you could easily deny these properties over here, but it would delay your airport, which would actually hinder the amount of units you would be able to get over here to defend against the 2-base side, and you would basically be absolutely giving up this property because the time you get there, your opponent will already be there. So, it's not going to work. But either way, as we can see here, folks, yeah, they both go over basically the exact same move, so not really anything out of the ordinary here. Ooh, okay, srthgv going for the property in the center now, but will he be able to interrupt the neutral property, the contested property that my mouse is currently hovering over? Probably, because he has busted out the first tank of the game. First tank of the game, folks. It's on the field and ready to go. But Azarel, fantastic player, Azarel. You know, he is a great player and a great fellow, folks. Very active in the Advanced Wars by Web Discord. Goes by, I won't say his name, but you know what? For those of you that are in the Advanced Wars by Web Discord, you know who he is. Everybody knows who Azarel is. Quite a guy, folks. Double tank chain over here from srthgv. Absolutely dominating that front, folks, but Azarel countering with the battlecopter purchase. Now, battlecopter can be insanely powerful in the early games here. Might be able to actually acquire this contested property, Azarel. He might be able to do it, folks. Let's see. Let's see if he can manage it, folks. Now, I love Andy as a pick on this map. I think Andy's a fantastic pick. He's such a strong pick. Such a strong pick indeed. Heals, so good. So good. You got to get the heals on the field, folks. It's probably the number 3 priority in Advanced Wars. Got to get the heals. Got the anti-air purchase over here from srthgv. Now, some people might decide just to counter the battlecopter purchase with a battlecopter of their own, but as you can see here, srthgv had just enough money to bust out the double infantry and anti-air purchase today. So that's what he's going with, folks. Going to use the old anti-air to ward off the battlecopter, but it's not really that bad. It's not that bad at all, because the battlecopter will basically be running away from the anti-air this entire game. So by the time the battlecopter actually gets to a position where it can actually do some damage, well, you know, it's already going to be done, folks. It's already going to be done. The anti-air is going to be in position, and then we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a problem. My phone was buzzing. I don't know what it wants. It's probably just warning me about some rainfall warning or something. You know, we got some rain over here in my city right now, folks. So hopefully my internet does not cut out tonight. But as we can see here, folks, srthgv given absolutely no respect to this tank, and given absolutely no respect to the battlecopter, folks. He rushes in there and he just dominates that tank sitting on the city, folks. Now, there was probably a potential destruction of this tank, folks, but it does survive temporarily. So will it be able to get away, though? That is the question, folks. I think it will be able to, because tank plus infantry will be able to or copter plus infantry will be able to destroy this monkey right here. Tank could easily run away at that point. So one thing you do want to be doing as Andy, folks, is you got to keep the Andy units alive. But oh my lord, apparently Azarel does not want to keep Andy units alive, folks. He wants to go for luck rolls against tanks, and I think that is not really the play, folks. That's not really the play. Maybe it is the play, I don't know. I probably would prefer to at least try to get the 1 HP guy away. You know, go for the easy hit right here, because now this battlecopter is absolutely doomed once this anti-air moves in, and there's not really enough there's not really enough units around to be able to destroy the anti-air fully. It is a roll for a copter plus tank to be able to destroy this, and it's not a very good roll either, so we'll see if this play was worth it or not, folks. Because we got 2 interrupts over here from the monkey soldiers. Both tanks run away and get heals. That's a classic Andy move right there, folks. They run away, they get the heals. They are sitting pretty on cities and sitting pretty on HQs. That's the way to do it, folks. Another interrupt down south, and currently this is actually even income. But with the amount of interrupts that are happening, folks, the income could absolutely shift on a dime here. So let's see what does happen as Azarel rushes forward and eliminates one of the monkey soldiers. Is he going to continue the cap over there on the left hand side of the map, or is he going to do something completely different? I don't know, folks, but tank moves in, takes a shot on the anti-air. Tank Battlecopter moves in, takes a shot. Now this is a very sticky situation here, folks. So let's just go back and run this back quickly here, folks, and let's take a look at the damage calculator, what sort of DPS we are dealing with over here, because we see here we're doing 58 to 66% damage right now, which is, you know, moderate. That's moderate. And we do so we do it in the 60 range, so we know that at least minimally we have done 60 damage, folks. So that's like not too shabby at all, you know. It's a little better than as bad as it could be. But then we're doing 24 to 32% damage here. So if we did do the higher threshold of 32, this definitely would have been down to 1, folks. But it goes down to 2, so we can assume that it probably had a low roll on maybe even 2 of them, but might have had a high roll. Either way, this is sitting at least 20%, folks. And then, oh, we gotta bring that back up for a second here. And then if we go and take this infantry strike and do this, well, it's 4 to 13% right there, folks. Now, it is possible that a 2 HP anti-air has 13 health. That is definitely a possibility. In this case, I don't really know, folks, but he goes for the roll. Boom! Does do a respectable amount of damage, folks, but the anti-air survives. And then the second infantry rushes in and fails. It failed the roll, folks. Oh my god, that could have went a lot different, folks. And actually, in all reality, if the anti-air was cleared right there, I think that would have been not too shabby of a move. However, we are now stuck in this situation, folks. We are stuck in the situation where the anti-air survives, and this is not the situation that we want to be in. I believe Azarel had a pretty good idea right here. Unfortunately, Nell was just not on his side here today, folks. Boom, got another engagement from the monkey soldiers, but both infantry survive, so they will be able to continue capping next turn. But this cap is sitting at 10, this one's sitting at 10, so unless we got double hyper upgrade in a single turn, folks, those caps are not going through next turn. Another infantry taken down to 1, though. Like, these guys are just unable to get the clears on these infantry, folks. For those of you that don't know, you do need about a 120% threshold of firepower in order to clear a full HP unit on a city of equal value or equal name. So infantry versus infantry engagements, you need 2 of them at 120%. Tank versus tank, you need 2 of them at 120%. With a comm tower, your base units for Andy are only sitting at 110%. If you use a co-power, they are sitting at 120 because you get a natural stat boost on those attacks. But that is about it, folks. So, oh, this battlecopter going completely uncontested over here on the right-hand side of the map. What a absolutely menacing display of destruction over here, folks, as another infantry has been taken out. srthgv sitting down at 20 units on the field to 24 from Azarel. It would appear that after all this, these moves are working out for him here, folks. But we are 2 bars away from the old Andy super co-power, and srthgv has tanks on the field. He's got 2 tanks that are sitting at 5 HP, and that is a dangerous amount of HP to be sitting on with an Andy, folks. That is a dangerous amount. Yeah, and srthgv, he absolutely knows this, folks. He knows how to play Advanced Wars. He brings the 2 5 HPs off of the city as well in order to stop draining the funds. Stop draining the funds, folks. When you're sitting at 5 HP and you're just about to get hyper upgrade, you don't need to repair anymore, folks. You just bring them up and you put them in position. You wait. You wait until you can pop that beautiful super co-power and get maximum value out of those attacks. Oh, Azarel. Bust out the soiled abomination. The soiled, stinky little abomination there, folks. It's on the field. Azarel could not resist making this into a very stinky game with 25,000 money in the bank. He just was thirsty for the stench. He's going to be needing some soap for that one, folks. srthgv sitting at 20,200 funds is unable to bust out a counter soiled abomination. So what shall he do in response to this, folks? What shall he do in response? He busts out a battlecopter, tank, double infantry, saves 2k in the bank. Look at this play, folks. Look at this play. srthgv has no fear. He's got absolutely no fear when it comes to the Solar Abomination, folks. He's meeting it head on. Does not care. He's just like, whatever. You know what? I don't need this. Folks. Oh my god. Oh my god, folks. We got a copter sacrifice and a tank sacrifice into a copter. He is going for hyper upgrade. He is popping the mid-turn hyper upgrade, folks. He's sitting at 68,700 value, 78,100 of value right now. What an amazing super co-power that was, folks. But what shall he be able to do? What can he do right now? That is the question. That is the big question, because he won't be able to attack this side. He's not going to be able to do enough hits. He can snipe out a battlecopter, which is pretty nice. Might be able to snipe out a second battlecopter, but unless he takes out this anti-air, it's not necessarily worth it to go in for that attack. So I think maybe this hyper upgrade might be focused entirely on clearing the infantry front over here and getting lots and lots of presence over there. Well, let's see what he manages to do. Okay, all right, we're just gonna go for it. We're going for it, folks. All right, cool. All right, we're going for it. Oh my god, and that Solar Abomination just rushes up there. Oh, the infantry only takes it down to 5 on the capture, so that is going through next turn. I got a semi-surround on the comm tower capture up north, but that is kind of doomed, I think. I think maybe he probably shouldn't have went in for the attack up on the left-hand side of the map, folks, but maybe he should have. Maybe he should have, because he did take srthgv down to 21 units. He's ahead by 30k almost right now. Well, 20k in a bit. 26k. Is that right? 27k. 27k. Plus 200. That's what he's ahead right now. srthgv captures the property. He's sitting at 22,000 income, folks. That is Soiled Abomination territory right there. Oh, it's srthgv. He's not even popping the power yet, folks. He's probably doing one of them mid-turn hyper upgrades, folks. Very common thing for Andy, you know. See those mid-turn hyper upgrades. Oh, he captures another property. That is 23,000 per turn. Oh my lord. There goes an anti-air, folks, and there goes an infantry, and the interrupt has happened on the comm tower, folks. He has stopped the capture. That is not going to be going through any time soon. What an absolutely massive capture stop right there. And you know what? I don't think that's going to go through like at all now. And these monkey soldiers just keep going in for attacks. Puts a tank right in front of the Solar Abomination. Absolutely no fear. And then busts out a Solar Abomination of his own, folks. He base skips for the Solar Abomination. Whoa. This has suddenly become a very, very stinky match, folks. Let's see if these Solar Abominations can destroy each other and destroy the Neo-Tank count in Advanced Wars. It is possible. It's possible. Well, it's not possible, but it might be possible. We'll see. We'll see who attacks first, folks, since it is only day 13. There's many, many more days to go in this game. Boom. Gonna go for the triple infantry luck roll and does not get it. Does not get the triple infantry luck roll, unfortunately. Very unfortunate. Is this 6 movement right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you can't actually hit that with the tank. Yeah, that's right. It's not possible, folks. So, boom. Alrighty, folks. Would you just take a look at something here, folks? We have something very interesting happening on this map, on this match in general, and I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it is there. And it's something that I don't actually really see too often, folks. But srthgv has 83,800 value on the field. Azarel has 83,800 value on the field. How did we get to this place, folks? How did we get here? I have no idea, but this is where we are. Advanced Wars, folks. It's full of drama. Full of income drama. Boom. Another engagement. Takes out a tank. Takes out another tank. And he's just going to let the comm tower capture go. And you know what? I don't really think that that's too bad of an idea. I mean, you might as well just let the comm tower go. It's not really, like, having the comm tower is not necessarily going to win you the game. What's going to win you the game is position, tactics, and building a classy medium tank. That's what's actually going to win you the game. Oh, wait. Hold the stinky little phone here, folks. We have... Oh, this is a very interesting situation, folks. Very interesting situation indeed. Azarel has just put his Neo-Tank in range of the other Neo-Tank. Are we going to see a Neo destruction over here, folks? Matrix level of Neo destruction? I have no idea. Something's going to happen here, folks. And it's going to be big. It's going to be flipping huge. Now, is srthgv going to go in and take the engagement? It might be a little risky to do so. Might be. He would do a lot of damage to the Neo-Tank. But he might lose his Neo-Tank in response. I don't really know if Azarel has enough units to clear a Neo-Tank. 2 tanks, copter, and an injured Neo-Tank. It might be enough, you know. It might be enough. I don't know. Depends on the counter damage here. 120% firepower? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, he's not going to do it. He's not going to take that kind of bait, folks. He's going to put his Neo-Tank on the flippin' HQ defended. 140% defense on that guy. I guess just 40% defense. Actually, 140% defense would be like overkill. 40% defense on that Soiled Abomination right now, folks. It is going to be absolutely disgusting to attack that, folks. Just so you know, defense in Advanced Wars by Web will just negate the normal amount of damage you can do, folks. That's the way that it works. So as we can see here, a Neo-Tank fighting this Neo-Tank will do 39 to 45% damage against this guy with 2 comm towers. Now, if this guy was sitting on, let's say, a road, boom, 66 to 75% damage, folks. That is a 40% deduction in damage. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Defense is broken in Advanced Wars. Alright, another infantry has been slayed. And another position has been gained here. Azarel playing a fantastic game against srthgv right now, but is slightly behind overall. Comm tower is about to be recaptured. Oh, and the property has been interrupted again. So Azarel's not going to be able to capture that property today, folks. But he does, for at least one more day, have a little bit more firepower. He's got a little tiny bit more firepower. By 20% for one day and one day only. No refunds, folks. And now srthgv has put his Neo-Tank in range of Azarel's Neo-Tank. But for anybody out there that plays Advanced Wars knows that if this Neo-Tank goes in and attacks right here, that will be the end of this Neo-Tank, because we are going to be seeing battlecopter, 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 Neo-Tank, Soiled Abomination, soap required ahead, folks. These guys are going to be blasting soap all over this guy if he decides to go up there. So I would not recommend that move. But we'll see. Azarel, such a good player. He probably is not going to go for a move like that. But then again, you never know, folks. You never know. People in Advanced Wars are different. They are built different. Advanced Wars players are built different. They are wonderful, fantastic, crazy people. And we all love them, folks. We all love them. Another tank has been eliminated off of the map. Another tank has been eliminated off of the map. Very, very unfortunate end for those tanks. Ooh. Oh. What an interesting position. What an interesting position this is, folks. This Neo-Tank is quite possibly going to be blocked in. Now, it could be blocked in. Yeah, it's getting blocked in, folks. Oh my god. srthgv just absolutely surrounds this Neo-Tank and then busts out the classiest unit in the sky, folks. The sky classy boy, the bomber, has been introduced to the match. What an absolute legend over here. Look at this guy. He's in prime range to destroy the Neo-Tank, and I don't know. There's really only one thing that can happen here, folks, and this Neo-Tank gets busted out by the battlecopter. Only has one shot to go and attack something. it might have to attack the anti-air. If it attacks the Neo, I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen with this move, folks. No idea. Let's just find out. Let's find out together how this game is going to play out. Because Azarel, he's got the super. He busts out a fighter. Absolute legend. What an absolute legend this man is. Busting out the fighter to counter the bomber. Now, I don't necessarily like seeing fighters busted out on the field in order to counter bombers, because I am definitely biased when it comes to our good classy friends. And a fighter just, it does too much damage to our good classy friends. So I'm not really a huge fan of it. But you know what? In all reality, it is a wonderful purchase, wonderful counter, and normal people would probably do it. And normal people would love to do it. I think this is a dangerous situation, though, folks. This is a very dangerous situation. Almost feels like maybe that was a desperation move, but I don't think that the Neo tank, the Soul of Abomination, I don't think that it should be sitting right there. It's a very dangerous spot for it to be sitting, especially with the Super Co-Power coming in. But this could be increment gaming thoughts here, folks, because there's not really a whole lot of time on the clock between these two players. Now, Bomber is going to be able to come down here and just absolutely wreck this man. Like, absolutely wreck him. Let's see what happens. It is D18, folks, and the Bomber rushes down. Okay, so this is what it's all about, folks. This right here. Sayonara. Hit my microphone. But it was worth it. It's absolutely worth it to see the Bomber completely decimate the Soiled Abomination. Now, it is up to Azarel to be able to figure out a way to destroy the other Soiled Abomination that's on the field, folks. That is what needs to happen. But this does put this guy in range of the fighter, I believe. Yeah, so clear on the tank easily will result in the destruction of this Bomber. So that's really all he's got to do. He's just got to clear the tank. If he clears the tank, oh, he doesn't go for it. Why would he not go for it? He can get rid of the Bomber. He could get rid of the Bomber right now, but he chooses not to. He chooses not to. This is an interesting little situation we got here. Very interesting. You have my attention, Azarel. Let's see what he's gonna do here. Let's see. Let's see what he's got. He's cooking. He's cooking something. Alright, he's out of time. Fair. Fair. Man flipping double base skips for a Bomber. I mean, that in itself, that's cinema. Absolute cinema, folks. Alright, double hit, triple hit. That clears, yep, that clears the tank right there. Battlecopter moves in, gets clear. Another tank moves over, takes it down to 1. And the Soiled Abomination is just getting too much value. It's getting too much value, folks. We got to get this man off of the field. Bomber rushes away. Oh, does that save it, though? That's the question. Does that actually... Oh, my God. srthgv. Srthgv right here. He finds the perfect spot for the perfect fighter to be able to block the perfect sky unit, folks. Bomber, absolute class act in the sky. Now, I do got to give a little bit of shout out to our good friend, the Stealth Fighter. Stealth Fighter is a very distinguished unit in the sky, only used by the most distinguished gentlemen in Advanced Wars by Web. Everybody knows who that is. Alrighty, folks. Boom! Another engagement. Oh, it doesn't get the one-on-one, though. He doesn't get the one-on-one. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. That anti-air is pretty maybe dead. pretty maybe dead. There is a possibility here, folks. If no, maybe not, folks. Maybe not. No, but we'll see. We'll see. Anything is possible, folks. Anything is absolutely possible. More monkey engagements down south. srthgv, though. State 20. srthgv has to capture a property. If Azarel can hold srthgv off here, and prevent him from being able to capture a property anywhere on the map. He is going to get the win in about 10 days, folks. But just, oh, he eliminates the fighter. Eliminates the fighter. He's gone. He's out of here, folks. He's a goner. Goner wanner. Now, the real question is, does Andy do enough damage with an anti-air to destroy an 8 HP fighter? That is a big question, folks. It's a roll. It's a roll, folks. We don't know what the chip damage on this little fighter is here, folks, but it is anywhere between guaranteed to not guaranteed. So it can be anywhere, folks. But if he uses a co-power, it is absolutely guaranteed. Even a normal co-power would be guaranteed. So maybe we might be seeing the good old-fashioned normal Andy co-power. It is definitely a possibility, folks. Very rare to see the old clone Andy. I stand corrected. Clone Andy in the house, folks. Clone Andy for Advancers by Web. Get Clone Andy in the game. Get tier 5. Get tier 5 in there, folks. Actually, in all reality, Clone Andy, not really too bad, folks. Not really too bad. I wouldn't necessarily say he's a very good pick, but he's definitely an interesting pick. So, get Clone Andy on the field. What an absolutely crazy move, though, folks. Busting out the Clone Andy move, the hyper repair. Now, there is actually a real reason why he did that, and I think maybe one of the reasons was so that he can hold on to the fighter on the airport for another turn. That could be it. He's destroying infantry, folks. He understands the assignment. He even destroys the bomber, folks. He destroys the bomber, but there's still a soiled abomination on the field, and it needs to be destroyed, folks. You gotta get the man off of the field. Azarel, he's going for another cap. He might actually get this cap. Oh my god. Wait. Hold the phone. Hold the phone around right now, folks. srthgv can interrupt it. He can interrupt it with a co-power. He needs the super co-power in order to interrupt it. It's the only thing. Only thing he needs. Yeah, now he can go and interrupt it with the 8 HP infantry, so that is a definite need to happen sort of thing, folks. Oh, a monkey going for a cap. He's going for a cap, folks. Every day that the soiled abomination stays alive on this map is a day that I get a little bit more mad. I'm going mad, folks. Oh my god. All right, another infantry hit. This, okay. Okay, folks. So now this is getting, it's been a pretty dangerous situation for quite a long time. But now it is in even more dangerous situation, folks, because right now there is an attack that is going on down south. This guy is sitting at 5, which means that base firepower does like 5 damage, more or less, right? Well, that's with a co-power. So there is a possibility that it's going to be able to do 6 damage next turn and put this guy down at 4 if this guy stays at full health, which it absolutely won't, because this is going to go down and attack and this is going to join. But there's also a double hit right here next turn, so I don't know how this one is going to go. Can't really predict it, folks. Azarel, he's got the co-power. He's got the flipping super co-power. He's going to go in. He's going to get the double hit. Oh, destruction. Absolutely just like flipping absolute cinema, folks. Absolute cinema. Gets the cap as well. Oh my god. He's sitting at 24,000 to 21,000 income right now. And it is day 22. It is day 22. Oh my god. Oh my flipping gosh darn on it. Oh my god. He is pulling out all the stops here. Is he going to be able to get it though? He's going to eliminate. Oh, he eliminates the bomber. Eliminates the... Oh, doesn't eliminate the fighter. Uses a T-copter to block in the fighter. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, that's a move. That's a move right there, folks. Oh, srthgv is in trouble. He's sitting. He's sitting. He's sitting at 21 properties to Azarel's 24. And Azarel, it is Azarel's move. He busts out the bomber. Okay. Getting classy in the sky over here, folks. Now he's going in. He tries to he gets it. He runs out of time. He runs out of time. He's got 1 second on the clock. So he eliminates the T-copter, which I think is actually not too bad of a move. Not too bad of a move indeed. And then srthgv moves up, attacks the Tonk, eliminates, uses the Neo to eliminate, uses the Bomber to eliminate. Oh my god, and this flippin' Neo tank is still alive. Still flipping alive, still getting stuff done. Oh, 21,000. 21,000 to 24,000. Azarel just needs to hold out for 6 days, folks. 6 days, and he's going for 2 caps. 3 caps! 3 caps on the flipping field right now, folks. Busts out the fighter and pulls back. Ooh. Ooh. What is srthgv gonna do? It's D25. He's gonna go in for a double tap. Double tap again. Double tap, but doesn't get the KO. Oh, he doesn't eliminate the anti-air. Interesting. Okay, day 25, folks. And Azarel resigns. Resigns on day 25. Even though he's ahead in properties. And he's even got moves. He's even got moves, folks. He's got an interrupt. He's got attacks on the infantry. And he's only got to hold out for like 5 days. So when I saw this game, I was thinking to myself, it's like, yeah, srthgv is kind of winning all over the map. But he's also not. He's also not winning. He's losing, technically. So I don't know. I would like to see if maybe in 5 more days, if srthgv was actually going to be able to flip some properties here. Because there's lots of interrupts, folks, but there is hyper upgrades coming. So, I don't know. Maybe it was a justified resign. Maybe it wasn't. But there was no messages. No messages, so I don't know. But either way, I think this just shows how good some of this top level gameplay can be between these players. Like, I think Azarel had a really, really good shot at winning this still. So maybe it was an early resign. Maybe he had to go. I don't know. But a fantastic game from this man. And srthgv definitely dominating in that #1 position in Advanced Wars by Web Live League Standard. So hopefully you all enjoyed this match. Unfortunately, I'm sorry that it didn't come to a more interesting ending, but sometimes that's just the way it is, folks. It was a fun journey, and hopefully you all enjoyed. And if you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.